So unfortunately, we just can't seem to escape episode-destroying happenings. We swear we have a super fucking cool story coming to you lovely folk in the next couple episodes. Let's just consider this a sneak peek of the weeks to come. Also, a personal promise from me to you, we are working our asses off to bring you all the sweet greatness as soon as humanly possible. Love you all. Thanks for understanding. And most of all, thanks for listening.
What you sell, you promised me heaven, then put me through hell. Chains of love got a hold on me. When passion's a prison, you can't break free. Oh, you're loaded gun, yeah. Oh, there's nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. Shot through the
And James, as far as waiting for that paycheck goes, we told you at the beginning that you would be working per diem, and since I have no idea what that means, it might be a while. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty simple. It's just 2 words, just per day.
Nope. I don't.
I have not gotten any pay per day.
I don't think that's
Listen to
well.
this fucking guy speaking Latin and shit now.
I know. What do you think this is? Fucking This American Life? I don't know.
What do you think this is? The sophomore year of my high school?
Did you take Latin?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I did take Latin.
Why?
Because I was required to take a foreign language credit.
But it's
graduate?
It's a dead language for a reason.
Yeah, but it's
thought
also
Latin
the
was
basis
useful?
for like most Germanic languages and most Romantic languages.
Well, why didn't you just take German?
Because that wasn't offered at my school.
Well, why
I
didn't?
didn't have a lot of choices. I failed Latin, matter of fact, and had to retake a foreign language. So I took French my senior year.
Wow.
Gross.
Why didn't you just do what I did and take no foreign language courses?
Because I wanted to do what I did and graduate.
I graduated too, you uppity bitch. Jesus. So,
My butthole graduated.
I mean, last, right? Like behind the rest of you, or like
Yeah,
on his own, or okay. So, I James and Chris, both last names withheld for your safety. I'm speaking
That's
of
right.
the listeners. You don't want to know what's behind those last names because it's just crazy amounts of dick pics. But I'd like to welcome you both and the 2 people listening to another old-timey, fucking just awesome player piano, dust everywhere, so much venereal disease episode
Are we going
of...
to the Wild Wild West?
No, that's a terrible movie. What? Ugh. Episode of See No, Hear No, Speak No.
The UFOs, the conspiracies. I have no clue where we're going right now. And the murders. Hopefully lots of murders and murders and murders.
And I'm
Bitches.
James.
And he is James. Also,
Right on time.
something that
Your technique.
we haven't done in a really long time. There are 2 things now, though, is that James has timing. He's getting used to it. He's feeling better about it.
His technique is refining, indeed.
And on top of that, though, is email us, for fuck's sake, at seeknohearnospeaknopod@gmail.com, or
SNHNSNPO to the D at gmail.com. And only on top, but not because we're bottoms. Just because we're nice guys.
yes, that's what people know about us, is that we're nice guys.
Not bottoms.
Ask anybody.
Except
everybody?
most of my ex-girlfriends. Don't ask them. I am a lazy lover. So,
He's a lazy lover.
Hi, baby. You walked in the room at the perfect moment. I didn't see you there.
Damn. Now I gotta rewrite that song for you.
Oh man. So, we're gonna jump right into the deep end of the lagoon. That's what people swam in the olden times, was lagoons.
Watering holes, son.
Yes, pits full of beans, lagoons.
Ew.
Yeah, really though.
Ew. It sounds unsanitary.
Did I ever tell you
Tapeworms and
guys
such.
or the show about the time when I was in like 3rd grade and we were playing bingo in class with the little, uncooked like white beans? And I was bored, so I kept sticking the bean into the front of my ear and taking it out, in my ear, taking it out. And then one time I pushed it in a little too far, and the bean got stuck in my ear, and I couldn't get it out. And my mom had to check me out of school and bring me to the hospital for the doctor to dig it out with a tiny spoon. Yes, Nelson laugh. Nelson laugh, indeed.
That's awful.
That's delightful.
Yeah, my mom got something stuck in her nose when she was a kid, and I think my brother swallowed a quarter.
Like, on a dare?
I just listen. No, fucking just as a kid, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell kids do.
I mean,
I think
I'm
for
sure I
whatever
saw.
dumbass reason.
Yeah, I'm sure I ate all kinds of shit when I was a kid. The other day,
No, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't.
the other
For
day,
whatever
I
dumbass
picked.
reason, I listened to my mom when she said, "Don't fucking do that."
I picked Vera up. We were laying in bed, and I picked her up and like held her in like flying position over me, and a penny falls out of her mouth. I'm like,
Nice.
where did you get this penny? But I think it
Well,
had
at least
fallen.
it came out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it had fallen out of my pocket. It's slightly before that, and it wasn't in there long. No harm, no foul. I keep my change in a change purse now. Thank you very much.
So right out of your pocket, directly into her mouth, or
No, the bed,
into
and then she
somewhere
picked
that
it up
she
off
could
the
grab
bed.
it?
Yeah, I mean we were hanging out in
Oh,
bed.
okay.
Yeah, probably watching some shitty horror movie. Man, she is learning scary
She's gonna be an
things.
interesting kid.
Man. So, I would like to whisk you both away to the year 1863.
My favorite year.
Gross.
Is that really your favorite year?
That's my favorite year, dude. I'm always repping the 1863. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Hey, shout out to my 1863 homies.
That's what that giant golden medallion around your neck means. You know what? I've just been too embarrassed to ask because I was like, maybe I should know this. And James is a young hip kid, and I'm like, I don't want to be like old man, like, oh, what's that mean? But all right, cool, man. I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah, I just really dig the year 1863.
Well, that is the year, of course, that a Mexican outlaw that went by the name Felipe Espinoza became one of America. Okay, where's the
Completed. Sorry.
where's the
Way to go with the stereotypes.
Man, well, you know what? It's okay. Chris is part brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
okay then.
That exact brown as well.
possibly a
good that
little
you have the
alien. Possibly a little alien too. But that's
Hey.
the year that Felipe Espinoza, who is the star player in our wonderful telenovela, which means TV novel. I don't
In
know
what language.
I don't know. Latin,
Nope.
bitch.
Nope, the expert would have chimed
Yeah.
in on that one.
No, he failed Latin. I'm sorry. I didn't say French. Which really, James,
Well, of
explains a
course.
lot about
Which I passed by the skin of my teeth. It was a bare pass.
Yeah, the
Amongst the three of us, though, he's still the expert in Latin.
I know
Oh,
some.
Jesus.
Our resident cool guy over here.
He just remembers stuff because it wasn't that long ago. So
Yeah, that's true.
that was the year. Wait, what year is that, James, again?
I've only been graduated for 2 years. 2017, y'all.
Wow, you forgot how to say
Jeez.
I graduated 2 years ago.
What did
I've-
I say?
Son Louise.
What
You
did
said
I say?
I only been graduated for 2 years.
Man, I'm not in English class.
These kids.
I graduated. I've been graduated
that's
for
what
2
I-
years.
These kids speak grammar and
That's what I told Chris way long ago in this podcast. He says, "Let's do the math." No, fuck that. I don't do math anymore. No, I
I
got
paid
that
my
diploma
dues.
to specifically never have to do math again.
I did my time.
So in 1863, a Mexican outlaw named Felipe Espinoza became one of America's first and one of America's worst serial killers. And
ay ay ay.
we could say terrorist if we
Yes,
so
yes.
felt like it. Which I kind of do want to say that. So, you know.
So
Hey,
let's do it.
If it rolls off your tongue.
So, I mean, this dude was around this same time period as other famous, murderers slash cowboys, gunslinger type people like William the Child. Everybody aware of him? Well, he's
Yeah.
We're counting this dude. We're counting this dude as America's first instead of the ever popular H.H. Holmes.
Oh yeah, this is before.
I mean, obviously this is pre that, yes, but
so the way that time works,
it's
Chris,
the popular vote that that Holmes is America's first.
he was America's first like weirdo fucking killer guy who had pizzazz,
Well, okay, so then in that case, I mean, because now you're talking about a Mexican fucking bandito gunman type of dude, I'm sure. So
Are you sure?
And you brought up Sir William, the adolescent. So
I did, yes.
Let's. I mean, what in that case for times like that, what constitutes serial killer?
Well,
everybody's fucking running around with guns, killing whoever the fuck they want.
See, that's part of it. But remember, a serial killer, by definition, has to have some sort of, calling card, I guess, or some sort of, hey, guys, I do this because of this. Isn't that wild? Wink.
Isn't that
Okay,
crazy,
so
man?
we separate them by saying they like killing and kill specifically to kill versus these
Well, no,
normal
it's
types of gunmen who.
It's never specifically to kill. Well, I mean, I guess sometimes it is,
Oh,
but
it's specifically to kill
a lot of
a
people.
certain type.
They kill for their own cause, whatever that may be, but not exclusively killing. Anywho's, so people say that
I
Billy the
think it's
Kid
loose.
might have killed 21 men in his life as a gunslinger, and
Slacker.
that has since, by I'm guessing credible historians, I didn't look into their back history, but it has since been claimed that it's probably only like 9 people, which is still, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that's 9 more people than I've ever killed. So
That's true. I mean, it only has to hit certain influential mouths or come out of certain influential mouths to be, legendary.
that's what she said.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
probably plenty of people that killed more than he did.
Yes.
And raped and robbed and pillaged quite a bit more than he did.
Well, and as we all know from the one surviving photograph of Billy the Kid, he was quite the looker.
Ooh.
Oh. Jason's sweet on him, is he?
As in, it looked like somebody stepped on his face sideways when he was a little baby and it never sprang back out.
Well, we've made mention of that before, how each generation just keeps getting, visually, physically prettier.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know why. We don't know why.
You know what? I think
I
it's
know
because of all those
Frightening.
delicious hormones that they put in our milk. Give me some more of that.
Yeah, you shush it. You're one of them, Jay. You shush it.
Yes,
don't know
James has
why.
been
I was
drinking
born that
the
way.
well water that is full of fluoride, which Melissa will not let me give to my daughter, and I'm okay
Bro,
with that.
fluoride
So
just tastes so good though.
I know it's all
Smooth.
minty fresh.
Yeah.
You ever just eat toothpaste? Man,
Bro, sometimes, early in the morning I need a quick snack before I go to work. You never know.
I mean that's a terrible idea, James. That's just abrasive.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I
you
mean,
know what?
Your breath
Now,
will be fresh for hours.
yeah, but your stool's gonna be bloody for days.
But you gotta do what you gotta
True
do.
So Billy the Kid, right? he most likely only killed 9 people. Well, the dude that we're about to talk about, finally, he in 12 months he A, shot, B, stabbed, and C, mutilated an estimated 32 people.
Jesus.
Woo!
That's 31
He
more people
is-
than I've ever killed.
Huh?
Indeed.
Huh? All right, Chris.
That was a
Well,
man
we got
on
it.
a
We got him
mission.
saying it on recording. So I mean, I guess this whole
So
crazy
yeah, this guy. So what else
undercover
did he
sting
do?
that
He,
we've been doing for
he,
quite some time
so
is done.
A shot, B
And
stabbed, C
I think
mutilated.
now we can
what-
finally
what
call
else-
this
what else
into the
did he do?
higher ups, and I think
I'm really curious.
son of a
on what
bitch will
else
finally
this,
get what's
this
coming
guy
to him.
did.
mm-hmm.
Why are you both talking at the same exact time?
Because it was funny what we were saying.
So
I
in,
can't hear 2 people at the same time.
So
I'm really
anywho-
sad that you, that you didn't hear it.
No,
It's good.
no.
anyway,
I'm bouncing back and forth between. I just hear random words from both of you. That's all I get.
For some reason, I would think that would be even better. So, some reports even claim that in that 12 months, he may have killed upwards of 60 people. So, by far, timeline-wise, he is America's worst fucking serial killer. There have been
Boss man.
in a year, and that's just that's just how the Old West was won at the Alamo. Hey Chris, where's the
Damn.
basement in the Alamo?
Where's what?
Where's the basement in the Alamo? Oh, come
Good
on, man.
question. Probably underneath some kind of one of those giant fucking maguey plants
Oh, there's no basement in the Alamo.
where they get all the fucking weird maggots for tacos.
No, that's the secret place that they were holding Pee Wee Herman's bike in Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Is it really?
yeah.
I mean, someone told him he
shit.
had to go. I think it was like a psychic or something said yeah, it's at the basement in the Alamo, and so he goes to the Alamo
That's
and
true.
he asks the tour guide, "Excuse me, when are we going to see the basement for the Alamo?" I don't do a very good Pee Wee impression, and the tour guide says, "There's no basement in the Alamo," and everyone has a good laugh at Pee Wee's expense.
and Pee Wee's like,
It's been
dog,
so
I just
many
want my
years since
bike.
I've seen that.
Man, I see what you're talking about, Chris.
Wow.
With 2 people talking at the same time, you can't understand a fucking thing.
Sorry.
Anywho's, so let's talk about the man himself, because really, in a far wider reaching reach, even this episode is really about a gang that were all related, as in family, but a gang of Mexican outlaws who were trying to take revenge for what had happened to them when the U.S., had its westward expansion and said, okay, all you people that lived here before when it was Mexico and stuff, you guys are going to have to, wander on home now because this is America
Skedaddle.
now. And we're going to build a fence, and it's going to be bitchin', and it's going to have racing stripes, and it's going to be like, man, it's going to have a cool stereo, and you guys can't come listen.
Nope, no Browns allowed.
Chris, don't say that
Unless
out
we
loud.
bring
People will
cheese.
know. So he was a part he was a part of this territory, which was then northern Mexico, which is now I always get this fucking mix up. It's New Mexico. So he and his family get kicked out,
What
right?
are we gonna do with you?
And they have, of course, the Mexican-American War, which it's weird, as gung-ho as our government and its leader in particular are now, against our Mexican neighbors. You would think that the Mexican-American War would come up more often. You know why it doesn't? Why we in America don't really talk about it or hear about it is because we were dicks. We were terrible, terrible people during the Mexican-American War. Because we said, okay,
yeah.
this is America now. Everyone who did live here, bye-bye. Period. And if they didn't bye-bye, they got bye-byed by getting shot in the face. Mostly, probably. I mean, the guns were terrible back then. You'd have to do it close range. So I would aim for the face inches away.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
And
But
that's a very regular thing, like we talk about in history, how, you weren't, just because you killed people doesn't mean you were always seen as this terrible person or whatever,
Right.
And I guess that's still true today, if you do it for the right cause or whatever, then you're a hero, you're not a fucking
right.
crazy murderer.
But as we'll learn in this, this entire saga is one of really vengeance, and not it's not one of trying to stop this terrible thing coming or trying to actively fight this terrible thing that's happening. This comes from a place of, oh man, he's kicking a can down the street and he's like, I'm gonna show them guys. They can't just push me around like that. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna kill 100 people for every one of my family members they killed.
I fucking love it. And keep in mind, kids, that this is when they were still using wood burning and coal stoves and ovens, and there was no microwave, so be sure this revenge was served cold.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Oh.
And
James,
probably on the brink of spoiling.
are you okay, James?
Ooh. It's so icy, so cold. I'm getting shivers,
Oh.
That,
See,
that,
it's over the phone. I couldn't hear your teeth chattering, so.
I got small teeth.
So the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Felipe Espinosa, says in a later letter to a governor, which I will read, just not yet, that he's going to kill 100 white people for every one of his family members that was killed in the Mexican-American War. That number being 6. So 6 of his direct family members were killed in this war to take over America. Because if I can't see one sea from the other sea from my seaside cabin, then there's too much Mexico in the way.
So this guy's plan was to kill 600 white people. That's a
Yeah,
tall
I mean,
order for one dude.
You shoot for the moon. That way, if you miss, you'll at least be out of the way of the falling bullet.
Yeah. Right.
You know what,
Makes
guys?
sense to me.
It's really kind of difficult to make up lasting phrases like that people can use forever with a small fee. To me, of course, because it is trademarked. But it's hard sometimes to come up with a good one on the fly, and I thought that was an okay one.
I understand, man. You'll get better.
I liked it. I just had to pick the cat up at the time that you were saying it, so she wasn't, meeping
Aw.
through your speech.
Meep. So, maybe the most important thing about the crazed murderer that we're about to talk about is that he was insanely religious. Now, there was a big influx of Baptists and Presbyterians that were pouring into New Mexico in the mid 1800s, because that's just where they went, man. And this kind of fucked with Felipe, as it really did with a lot of the former Mexico, now New Mexico residents, because they were intensely fucking Catholic.
Oh, that's what I thought.
And
I just wait for the distress call.
so I've returned. So a lot of people in Mexico, Felipe to be specific, and his family members were kind of freaked out about all the what they really saw as hippies being Baptists and Presbyterians with their wild new ideas about love and terrible music. So, you know, it they didn't dig it too much, but they, the Espinosas, specifically belong to a deep-rooted religious organization called Los Hermanos Penitentes, which stands for the Penitent Brotherhood, which was a secret it was a secret society that was transplanted to New Mexico in the 16th century by conquistadors.
Oh. So it's like a Mexican Illuminati, kind of? Or is that a bit of a reach?
It's a bit of a reach. This thing, it was actually a thing that happened, A, and B, this was more a religious organization than a straight up take over the world.
There's nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. Shot through